welcome to Dr. Shiva Live. So we fundamentally have the following taking place, okay? Now, in a normal, healthy individual, the innate immune system will take care of that pathogen, okay? Remember, 380 trillion viruses in our body. By the way, here's some numbers here. 6 trillion human cells, 60 trillion bacteria, 380 trillion viruses, small number of fungi. This is all within you right now, okay? So now, in a normal, healthy individual, the innate system will take care of the pathogen. Now, in the non-healthy individual, be it an adult or a child, the innate immune system is not able to take care of the pathogens, okay? Because of the destruction through either sugar, or the thyroid is not working right, or you're not getting adequate amounts of adequate amounts of HCl. So let me just review very simply. In the non-healthy individual, what's happening is that could occur two ways. And it's a whole area here. You're under dirty air, dirty water, dirty food. You've compromised your immune system, your thyroid, and your HCl levels are low, whether you're a child or an aging person. And when that happens, your body essentially is not producing the proper vitamin A. Your gut bacteria is off, and now you've compromised your immune system. Now add to that, a lot of sugar diet. What you're furthermore doing to your body in a very unfortunate way is that your body's macrophages and your T cells, the innate and the adaptive, are being destroyed. And now what happens? What happens? Remember, it's not the virus. It's not the virus that kills or harms you. What actually kills and harms you is what is called the cytokine storm. Okay? Cytokine storm. What do I mean by that? Well, let's go back here. If you remember this diagram, innate, adaptive, well, among all of these are what are called cytokines. There's a whole nother set of chemicals that, because your innate and your adaptive systems are harmed, they say, wow, I got to help Bob out. You know, I got to help Bill out. What should I do? Because your body is trying to heal itself. And so what it does then, it unleashes a set of cytokines, okay? These are chemicals, they're always at a certain level there, but they get overreact. This is the overreaction caused by those underlying conditions by people whose systems have been weakened by the different areas that I just gave you a glimpse of. So when the immune system is compromised, you have a cytokine storm. All these other chemicals start raging to try to make up for the fact that the other subsystems have failed. I hope that's clear. Very simple stuff. Your body tries to be in balance. Your body tries to protect you. So it unleashes these cytokines. It basically starts firing off missiles everywhere to saying, oh my God, I got to protect Bob, okay? And as a part of that, what happens, this cytokine storm, these chemicals go and start attacking your own tissues. So by way of example, in Ebola, the cytokines start because, by the way, just to give you a visual understanding, the viruses, if you think about a virus, it has a layer on it. Outside of it is called glycoproteins. Inside of that is the RNA, which is the nucleic acids, which go into your cell and take over your cell machinery. But when that happens, the pieces of the outside, the glycoproteins, you know, they're like the shedding hair. They go settle all different places. Now, in the case of Ebola, these essentially go into the arterial endothelial, which is in your arteries, in your heart cells, in your endothelium. This is why you start bleeding outside, which you start basically, you know, bleeding from inside. And that occurs because your own cytokines go over to that arterial endothelial cells and they start killing it. Now in corona, it's a cytokine storm that attacks the epithelium, which is a different set of cells in your lungs. So let me summarize that again. Your body is compromised. 50-plus-year-old people are not their systems are compromised. The body starts attacking. In the case of coronavirus, the glycoproteins go embed in the cells, the epithelial cells, and your own body cytokine, because it's compromised, starts attacking the cell walls, and you start having respiratory failure. Okay? This is what happens. So the bottom line here is, let's make it very clear again. It's not the viruses that harm you, okay? We have trillions of viruses within us. We don't see 40 people have died. It's not like every American is dying, but it is a compromising of the immune system that causes a cytokine storm. How does that compromising occur? Dirty water, dirty air, dirty food, horrible infrastructure, brought massive sugar diets where you're going to screw up your entire immune system. You're going to create candida, etc. And the other things, you need to start having adequate nutrition. So I'm going to focus today, in the interest of time, on one of them, which I've alluded to, which is vitamin A. Okay. So again, just to summarize, when we look at this, when you look at the cause of underlying pre-existing conditions, lifestyle, poor dietary choices, lack of exercise, stress, lack of sleep, smoking, and I've said the environment, dirty air, dirty water, dirty food. It's going to get not too technical, but I want to give you enough information because my job is to arm you with knowledge because, as someone, an enlightened being once said, it is ignorance that is a cause of suffering. So let's start teaching a little bit of knowledge here about vitamin A. Now, the epithelial, okay, and mucous tissue integrity. Now, in your lungs, the epithelial cells and the mucous tissue function as a front line of defense against pathogen invasion. So when things are coming into you, you happen to be around someone and they sneeze. Let's say they got the corona and they sneeze all over you. I was at Whole Foods and I was going to pick up some supplements. In fact, someone sneezed at me. Okay, so what happens is these pathogens, a frontline defense is your epithelial mucosa tissue. Now, vitamin A, bullet number 2, plays a crucial role in the morphological formation of the epithelium, epithelial keratinization, stratification, differentiation, and functional maturation of the epithelial cells. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, in English, what that means is that vitamin A is literally used to create the wall. President Trump is building the wall on the border. Well, vitamin A, think about it as the thing that produces cytokeratins, which are the building blocks of protecting your cell walls. And they're the ones who provide the border. And in the epithelial cells of your lungs, they're the ones who create the proper infrastructure so your body doesn't get attacked by these pathogens, okay? So that's like the first defense system. The other piece you want to understand is, as a promoter of this process, vitamin A is an integral part of the mucus layer of both the respiratory tract and your intestines. If you look at your gut and your respiratory tract, vitamin A is an integral part of that mucus layer. And vitamin A promotes the mucin secretion. It improves antigen non-specific immunity of your innate adaptive system. So vitamin A is, by the way, it's a hormone, okay? It's not just a vitamin. It has an amazing effect on really supporting your entire immune system. And this is something that you need to take away from this. Now, I'm going to show you a very, very stellar picture my friend Robbie just sent to me. But what you see here is you see the epithelial cells here. These are the cells. And you see this beautiful red stuff. This is really the keratinization that takes place, or the cytokine wall, what vitamin A does to protect your cells. Okay. Now, vitamin A deficiency leads to scarring of these epithelial cells, and the scarred and dysfunctional epithelial cells are unable to exert, a barrier function to really support your innate immune system. What that means is, if you don't have enough vitamin A, you don't get these beautiful walls, and your cells actually start scarring, so they're not really able to protect themselves from these viruses. And the other key things I want to share with you are that vitamin A promotes a proliferation to regulate apoptosis. This is proper cell death of cells that you don't want to have, and vitamin A deficiency leads to defect in the T cells. Those T cells are the ones in the adaptive immune system. And vitamin A is essential for proper development and differentiation of those macrophages. It's the type of the innate cells. And vitamin A plays a regulatory role in the differentiation stage of the natural killer T cells, and the down-regulating the expression of these IFN gamma and IL-5. What do I mean by that? The simple point is, to state it in a simple way, I want to give the technical people technical stuff, but vitamin A is going to protect your cell walls, but more importantly, it's also going to make sure that your immune system is properly modulated, and it downregulates those cytokines that will cause the cytokine storm, okay, that goes and attacks you. So this is why vitamin A is critical. This is why you want your thyroid working properly. And all of those things are possible, and you can easily do this on your own. Start eating good foods, start eating the vegetables, start making sure your thyroid's working properly. And it's sort of insane that the doctors don't first recommend, first line of defense is, why not test your vitamin A levels? First line, if they really want to protect your immune health. Vitamin A, amazing nutrient. Look, as the sun comes out, which is going to happen shortly, you're going to get another amazing nutrient called vitamin D, okay? Vitamin D produces chemicals which are antiviral. They're things that go and protect our body. That's why the sun is an amazing healer, okay? That's why most cultures, they paid homage to the sun gods, because it is a healer. So vitamin A, vitamin D, and take your vitamin C. So what is the time for truth with the coronavirus? Well, the time for truth is this. You need to recognize it's not the coronavirus. That's a real issue. It's a fact that our bodies are being compromised. Anyway, this is Dr. Shiva Ayyadurai. I hope you've enjoyed this. Support us in whatever way you want. And by the way, anyone who gives me money, I was brought up always to give something back. When you give us money on our website, if you want to do that, you don't have to. This is not a sales pitch, but I will give you a book called System and Revolution that'll really teach you how your body is a system. I give you a tool that came out of my Fulbright and my MIT work to teach you how you can figure out how your body is a system, and you also get a bumper sticker, okay? But you don't have to give me money. What I want you to give me is the opportunity for you to realize that you deserve something better. God bless you all, and I wish you well, and thank you for this opportunity to serve you. Be well.